When it comes to Chinese takeout, sweet and sour pork is one of my absolute favorites. Crispy, succulent pork and a very nice tangy sauce full of umami. I'm going to show you how to make the best version. Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome to Cooking with Chef Tuan. As usual, all the ingredients will be linked in the description box down below. For this dish, I recommend using either pork butt or pork shoulder. It's got the best meat to fat ratio. And you want to cut this into about 1/4 inch thick pieces. Now for our vegetables, we're going to use some white onion, and I'm using 3 different colors of bell pepper just to make this dish really pop. You're also going to need about 4 cloves of garlic and a thumb-sized piece of ginger chopped up. Now with our pork, I'm going to add some gluten-free soy sauce or tamari, a little bit of baking powder, some chopped garlic and some ginger with a little bit of Shaoxing wine. Mix this all up with some black pepper. I'm not going to add any salt because it's already going to be salty enough. Now add a whole egg, stir this up, mix it together, and I'm adding about a 1/3 cup of cornstarch, and keep stirring until you get something that looks like this. Now we're gonna set this aside and let it marinate. Now this is my sweet and sour sauce recipe. We're gonna start with sugar, water, a mix of apple cider vinegar and white vinegar together. Now for this recipe, please mix your vinegars together. Now we're using some ketchup. I'm gonna add a little bit of oyster sauce, which is going to give this an umami punch and make this sauce not taste like melted candy. And here I have some pineapple marmalade and a pinch of salt. Bring this up to a boil, and we're gonna thicken this with some cornstarch slurry. I have about 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of water. I ended up using all of it. Bring this up to a boil until it gets nice and thick, just like this. Now, here's the secret. We're gonna add in the juice of 1/2 of a lime, which will add a fresh, bright note to the sauce. Now it's time to dredge our pork. You should have a pot of oil heating up right now to 350. We're gonna use 2 clean hands, just like so. 1 wet hand, 1 dry hand. Just take the marinated pork, goes into straight corn flour or cornstarch. And when you're done, your pork should look like this. Don't worry, the brown spots is just the soy sauce seeping through. Now it's time for our first fry. 350 for about 3 minutes. You want to break them up gently so they don't stick together and create this giant clump. By double frying your proteins, what happens is the water from the inside is forcing steam out, which pushes the oil outside of the meat. That way you get something that's really nice and crispy, as you can hear it, without being sogged with oil. Now to be very efficient, I have a pan going on the side, which I'm going to be stir frying in. Now if you have a wok, it's a great time to be preheating your wok, but you don't have to do this all at once. You can finish this step and then move on to the next. All right, so into a very hot pan, I have some oil, garlic, ginger. Now in goes in our peppers and onions. Give this a nice quick toss, and then once our pork is done the second fry, it goes straight into our pan. Next step is to sauce our pork and vegetables. Now you can add as much or as little as you want and toss it around. Make sure that it's nice, evenly coated. I think we need a little bit more sauce, but at the same time, I don't want a pool of it on the bottom. And just toss this around. I think this is the perfect amount of sauce. If you want more, add more. Now it's time to plate. I did make some jasmine rice on the side, which I will be eating with this. And we're going to garnish this with some chopped scallions. Now let's look at our sweet and sour pork. Look at how glorious this looks. Nice, shiny, perfect. Sweet and sour pork. You see, it wasn't that difficult. It just takes multiple steps to get to this point, but look at this. Nice, shiny, glistening, sweet and sour pork. There's a lot of places that serve sweet and sour pork with chunks of pineapple. I'm not that guy. I don't like hot pineapple in my dishes. That's why I don't like pineapple on pizza and all stuff. When I was young, my mom used to make stuff with pineapple in it, and I always burnt my mouth every single time. So it's, you know, PTSD or something like that. But anyways, look at this. Crispy pork, very juicy, succulent. Double frying it and velveting keeps the pork very, very moist. Let's try this. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going for. A lot of times that I've eaten, you know, sweet and sour chicken or sweet and sour pork, the sweet and sour sauce tastes like melted candy, right? I wanted this to be more than just flavoring of like ketchup and sweet. right? So that's why I went with half apple cider vinegar, half regular vinegar, because if you just do straight apple cider vinegar, it's too fruity. If you just do white vinegar, it's too acidic, right? So when you marry the two together, there's a nice balance, right? Look at this. Sorry, I'm talking too much and I'm not eating enough. I'm sorry, guys. I know you have almost all these ingredients in your house. So what I need you to do is click that like button down below and subscribe, and then gather all the ingredients to make this dish. You won't go out for sweet and sour pork anymore. You'll make this. And this is also goes with sweet and sour chicken. You can do sweet and sour beef. You can do sweet and sour fish, shrimp, anything. Everything is interchangeable with this dish. All you gotta do is just switch out the protein. Did I say that right? I think so, yeah. So the whole recipe works. You can change out the protein. You can even make this vegetarian by doing this with tofu, right? But if you do it with tofu, you want to do it with extra firm tofu, right? Not the soft one, otherwise it's gonna fall apart. But, oh, yes. This dish really hit the spot. I normally don't eat sweet and sour dishes like this, but I am very glad that I made this. And what makes me even happier is I got to share it with you guys. Give this recipe a try. And again, like and subscribe. Follow me for more recipes. Leave me comments down below of what you want to see me make next. Appreciate it very, very much, guys. Take care of yourselves. And as always, peace.